Azusa Street as you will know it. And we're talking of William Seymour. William Seymour was not the initial actor in Azusa Street. The woman that began, the first black person in the world to speak in tongues was Lucy Farrow. Lucy Farrow was hired by Charles, who came to Houston to do a crusade in the 1930s. And this woman was cooking for these evangelists for the period that he was doing crusade in Houston, Texas. And where Lucy Farrow began to announce herself was that whenever she prepared food and put it on the table and people pray on it and eat, whoever was sick was healed. So from being a cook, from being a steward, from being a housekeeper, Lucy Farrow announced herself from as an underdog spiritually, but to climb upstairs and became the master of the spiritual movement that snowballed into Azusa Street. And Assemblies of God was an off-cut from the experiences by Lucy Farrow. Lucy Farrow left Los Angeles and came to Ivory Coast. No, came to Sierra Leone and landed in Sierra Leone and began to speak in the native tongues of the Sierra Leoneans. And was speaking a language she did not learn. You will soon come to know that power had passed this way before. I was sharing in the office in those days. David Amedare, he finished from University of Ibadan. People like, it's now Daniel Jones in London, but then he was Abraham Adenigba. They were doing meetings, and as people were jumping up here in the afternoon, in the meeting there were those who jumped up and could not land. You don't understand what I'm saying. Were you here in the afternoon where you see people jump up and were shouting? Now they jumped up and did not land. They were floating. I see brethren doing like this. There were meetings that if you throw a dead body inside without prayer, he will stand up. The environment alone will heal him. We're praying for return of power. In 1984, I was doing a meeting in Egbe. Charles Achoa was supposed to take the meeting, but he left the meeting. He said I should hold it because he was going to Bauchi. And while I was praying after preaching, the people who were sitting on the front seat, the chair carried them into the air. And the chair came to the altar and poured them down, and the chairs returned to arrange themselves back in the place where they sat. In 1984, nobody in that meeting could stand. Those days we were not talking of crowds, we were talking of demonstration and the presence of God. I pray you will return to those things and quit the non-entities of all these noises that we're hearing. Noises. I'm talking of meetings where angels came down and were showing themselves to people. I pray that God will help you see again the signs of old. The signs of old. We are not talking of crowd in those days. Which crowd? There were no crowds. We were barely even having microphone to use. But the people who sat on the front seat, their chair, they didn't even know what was happening to them. Their chairs came to the altar and bent and they fell down at the altar. And the chairs went back and rearranged themselves from where they took off. Raise your hand and say, Father, let me see revival. Before I die, let me witness raw power. Please don't come until I have seen it. Don't let me die until I have seen it. Open your mouth and pray to Jesus. Baba 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 baba. Àrìnbànújẹ́ àtàrò ayọ̀nìlá tí mo Jésù. Hallelujah, ayọ̀ ló jẹ́ pé mo ti rí ìdáríjì wá níbikíbi tí mo bá.